Tune into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
What a ball for Ricky Peach.
News across the galaxy. Keep on nagging, guys. Your six-time MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy.
That intro, I just relived the final right now. Hearing the end of that clip of "You're 2025 MLS Cup champions,
24.
you're whatever." You know what I mean. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. I am one of your hosts, Bryant Levels, and I'm joined by three gentlemen today and one on the ones and twos. We'll start with Edward Campos. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing all right. I didn't think you were gonna start with me. As you can see, I'm still kind of doing my setup. This is how you know we're live. But I just want to give a shout out to. Sadly, on Friday we had to say goodbye to one of my furry kids, Kobe. He got to live 17 years. He gave us all he's got, and I'm just gonna remember all the happy times, and I'm gonna dedicate this one to Kobe, and it's I'm doing it unprepared, just the way he would want it. Rest in peace to my boy Kobe, but I'm good.
Yeah, rest in peace, Kobe. Mr. Edgar Zuniga, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing okay. It's a nice, cool, rainy night, so I'm just chilling at home. We were supposed to have visitors today, but they never showed up. So it was just one of those days we just chill at home in the rain. So
It sounds like a perfect night for you, actually.
Yeah, those are pleasant surprises. Yeah. Oh, so you mean they're not coming over? Yeah. By the way, before you get to them, it's very fitting that Tony's on here today. I'm wearing this is actually a Royal Rumble shirt. It's one of the reasons I'm wearing, because I'm headed out there next weekend with my boy. Of course, we got the T-shirt here. Sending me off.
Mr. Tony Royale, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be back. It's been a while, so
Let's talk some shit. And of
let's
course,
talk some shit.
and of course, on the ones and twos, the Mr. Easy, pretty simple himself, Mr. Chuyaso. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey man, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty well.
Okay, pretty easy, pretty simple.
Pretty easy, pretty simple.
All right. Before we get into what is going to be basically a roster conversation, do you guys have anything you guys want to say or have anything in mind before we get into this roster talk? Nah, we're good.
Nothing
Just
at
like
all.
to have some rain,
Nothing
man.
at all.
It's crazy to think it hasn't rained since May. Damn.
That is one thing that I was tripping out, that this late in January we're barely seeing rain. You would have thought that in December we would have had somewhat rain, because I know usually for my birthday's at the end of the year, it's usually very rainy, and then today kind of caught us by surprise, which was, for today it was cool, but I kind of wanted to play in the morning, and we didn't play in the morning, so I was pretty sad. But we got rain.
Now for Brian's birthday, it only rains men. Hallelujah.
That's the only rain I want, baby. All right, let's go into this roster. So there's been a lot of movement with the LA Galaxy. Some pleasant, some not so pleasant, some heartbreaking, and then some surprise. Well, not surprise returns, but a return that people wanted to see. But we'll start off with the first move that the LA Galaxy actually made. Can't recall the actual date, but it was the Brugman trade to Nashville for $100K conditional GAM money. You know what that GAM shit is? That funny Monopoly stuff that nobody gets. Not even the MLS front offices themselves get, but they use these to trade. And the G's receive a veteran center defensive mid in Sean Davis. I wasn't here for the last pod that you guys did. I was actually at the Clippers-Lakers match, which the Clippers came out victorious. But Did you guys mention anything about this Brugman stuff and Sean Davis coming? Is there something that, because I know he's a fan favorite. I know he started in MLS Cup Finals.
I think
Was
this
the
is.
MVP of that match.
I think this has already been discussed. Actually, even before that Clipper game. I think this is the one that did make sense to everybody, right? We figured somebody had to go, and then Brugman gave us all he's got. He's got with that final. I don't think he
Yeah,
was
we
going to
talked
offer,
about it.
yeah, full season of anything. So, uh that's definitely a once a G, always a G kind of move. As far as the other
It's an
ones,
Eddie transaction, right? Sell
yeah,
high.
yes. Yeah, I think it was good. I don't think I think everybody won in that trade.
Yeah, as far as Sean Davis, Edgar, what he's MLS vet. He's traveled through quite some teams. What can he provide as far as on the pitch and maybe in the locker room for the LA Galaxy?
Well, on the surface, it looks like a downgrade because you're talking about what a great season Brugman had, but you also got to think about like what kind of situation Sean Davis is coming in from Nashville, a team that suffered a lot this past season. They had some injuries to key players. They just couldn't maintain their attack, so they had to. That defense was under a lot of stress. So his numbers might not look good, but uh, to bring him in after having been playing for a team in a situation where there's so much duress and coming into play for a Galaxy defensive, I mean, because he's playing CDM, right? So
Mhm.
he's going to be interacting with the defense a lot more. So having him come in there and work in that role, I think he'll be like, wow, look at that, not as much pressure as Nashville. I mean, these are the champs, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense, and hopefully, they can figure out how to get the most out of him. So then we can look back and say, this was a good move for both teams.
Yeah, Tony, what you got? What are your 2 cents on this first move that the LA Galaxy made?
I mean, like Eddie was saying, dude. I think we all agreed on like who was it going to be. Brugman. I think it's a win-win for both. How old is this guy? He's what, like 31, 32? He still has a lot to play, dude. He's a bigger player than Brugman too. He's way I think he's taller. I haven't really been paying attention to the way he's plays, but I'm assuming, man, like the front office must be doing something right, dude, and like they must be doing the moves correctly, dude. So I'm just trusting in them right now, honestly.
Yes,
But
sir.
like we can't say he's old. 31 years old. I think you still got a few in you. You got somewhere to go. So I
Yeah,
think he can
that's,
do a
that's
lot
still
for us.
that's still young, 31, 38, whatever. That's still all young, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think in the position that he plays, he doesn't have to really use a lot of energy for his age, and especially a veteran player who could just basically play into the spaces where he's needed. I remember him from the Red Bulls. I thought he was a solid mid for them when he played with the Red Bulls. They didn't see much of him in Nashville, but if he's anything like he was in the Red Bulls, I mean, that's the depth piece that we need in this team because we already know Cedillo, that's his spot, right? He's gonna need a running mate next to him. I don't think it's gonna be Sean Davis, but for those matches where you come to like the Champions League or maybe Copa Campeones or whatever it is, you could use the Sean Davis to still have that presence in that midfield, that can help you out and win some games.
I want to pretend like I know who Sean Davis is, but I swear the name sounds like just a generic player. Like when you know, when you when you're about to create your player in FIFA, like the default name is Sean Davis.
Hey, but one thing I was gonna say too is the fact that like we struggled in set pieces. So the fact that he's a 6 foot midfielder, I think that's gonna help us in set pieces. Because he's a body to pretty much fight for it.
It's not like he's gonna make it worse.
You
The
know.
only way from down is going up. uh, but yeah, that was the first move that the LA Galaxy made. A shocker to many, probably not to us, but it's done. Now, welcome Sean Davis. Now you're a G, and when you leave, you're gonna be a G still. Anyway,
Well, it depends.
depends where you go after. Now we'll get
It's
to that.
funny.
We'll get to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Just before we go on a little bit, something funny I saw today on Twitter was like all these teams are making moves, right? Like Galaxy's made their moves, and so have the Noisy Neighbors and San Jose and everybody right across the league. And then there's the Pigeons. And I saw this guy from a New York City FC pod would tell like, you guys doing anything this off season? Do something, please. And then it says, well, it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to keep things positive on this tweet. So I'm just gonna say thank you for not doing something to embarrass us today, and that's all I have to say. And I was like, damn. So you know, hey, you could be the pigeons, right? Just be sitting there, but they're making moves, a lot of good moves. Um, so what about the academy kids, Brian? What can you tell us about them?
Um, yeah, let's start with these homegrown contracts. We have a defender by the name of Jose Pepe Magaña, a midfielder by the name of Vicente Garcia, and another defender by the name of Riley Delgado, not Delgado. Uh, an opportunity for these young men to come in and try to make a name for themselves. I'm not really familiar with their game from Vancouver County FC, whatever the new team name is.
Did you call them Vancouver County?
I mean, Ventura.
God damn.
See, I don't even know where they play at. Nah.
I was
You know,
like, damn.
you know that,
It took a while.
You're-
that's one thing. Well, that's one thing I could talk about a little bit because we're talking how I was lucky enough to be selected to be part of the fan council this year, and we were talking about well, they were telling us about the academy, right, and how the Galaxy is very unique in the sense that only two teams in MLS have anything like this, right? But we're the only one that has everything in house, right? The kids get educated, they train and then they play in Ventura, obviously, but everything for the academy happens in the stadium. The only other team that does it is Philly, but they do it off site. So that's pretty dope, And there's proof that there's a path, right? There's a path to make it to this team, and it's funny because we're the LA Galaxy, but a lot of teams have thrown SC and FC in their name, and we're actually truly the only team that's an actual club, because those are club-like things.
yeah,
What
not just
about
that.
FC Dallas? I'm just curious.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know if maybe they missed that, but they said that us in Philadelphia are the only ones that have a program like that. So take take it with a grain of salt. I guess I'm doing this for Kobe. No preparation, all feelings, no facts. So,
This goes about. We never prepare here. What do you mean? We just come here to talk shit, to be honest.
but yeah,
I will,
I thought that's pretty cool, right? Like to be the only one of the only
Yeah.
teams, and makes us truly like only club, only club team here in the league. Us in Philly, I guess.
yeah, and that's kind of what big clubs do. You go out to Europe, and the biggest clubs have this style of farm system. And for the other Galaxy to have this and be able to sign these young players and actually have that trust in them to actually perform with the first team, which is something that Will Kuntz talked about in his interview that they just had, a little press conference. It was like a 15-minute press conference. He mentioned the homegrown academy and then how they're really invested in it and they want something to come from in fruition from that. And if these players pan out, good for the Galaxy. And then if they're able to export them to a bigger league, then even better for the Galaxy. So shout out to these young guys who are making their dreams come true and playing for the first division in the United States. There was also a couple of goalkeepers um, from Ventura, Brad Scott, who signed a 1 year, and Owen Pratt, um, which is kind of weird that the other Galaxy have two homegrown goalkeepers, and on top of that, we'll get into the goalie stuff right now. JT Marcinowski, I believe he was signed as a free agent with the LA Galaxy. He used to be from the San Jose Clash, Earthquakes, and that means we have now what, 5 goalies,
Four
Gen-
four goalkeepers.
4 goalkeepers.
And
So
yeah,
what does this mean
we
for the
discussed it
goalkeeper
last week
battle?
too.
What does this
Yeah, we
mean
were
for the
talking
goalkeeper
about.
battle?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Sorry, yeah, you missed
Yeah,
a
I missed
lot, man.
it. I missed a lot.
Yeah, we discussed how like having all four guys, and it's something that Greg Vanny spoke about in the presser this week, also about having all four guys in there would instill like this sense of competition among the different goalkeepers, and he wanted to shake things up and try to see uh, who would be the ones that would end up with the starting spot, maybe the secondary position, but that there's no guarantees. So that means even though John McCarthy won MLS Cup for LA Galaxy, there's no guarantee he's going to be the starter. So that's fine. If you guys remember, I mentioned it last week too. That when we had Gato Hartman on, a couple, 3 years ago now, 4 years ago, damn. We had got the Hartman and we were talking to him about when he was playing with the Galaxy and how Galaxy had Matt Reese and how they're both good goalkeepers and how they had to battle each other constantly to see who would be the top goalkeeper, and it all came down to somebody getting an injury, and that's what made the biggest difference. But in the end, Matt Reese ended up playing for New England and had a fantastic career with them as well. So
Did,
hopefully we see something like that here as well.
did you see Mike Gray addressed what you said? Edgar, he's right.
Yeah.
Dallas used to make a lot of talented players, develop a lot of talented players. You had your Kenny Cooper, you had Breck Shea, you have Jesus Ferreira, all-star players.
Reggie Cannon.
No, that's the joke, Edgar. I knew you were gonna say someone that was actually good.
Reggie Cannon is good.
That's why. Yeah, McKinney, Pepe,
Yeah.
of course.
Your favorite Pepe for sure.
Yeah. He ain't no Kenny Cooper.
Kenny Cooper.
So Tony, I know you weren't on the show last week with these guys. What does this tell you for the goalkeeper battle? And do you feel somebody might be on their way out? The two names that are obviously the ones that could be on that way out is Mikovic, which doesn't seem like he's out, and then McCarthy, which I mean, I don't know.
Honestly, dude, like, given the fact of how McCarthy and Mikovic both played, dude, like, there's no way in hell that I would want to get rid of them. Like, there's no point. If anything, like, Mikovic is still young. I believe he's 23 years old. So he's still young, dude. He's still learning. There's still a lot for him to learn, especially with the other person that we just got. Who is it? Brady Scott, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a youngster too. I believe he's like 24 or 25 or something. So just the fact that, like, we have these two players that are young and that we could literally, like Eddie was saying, that we're like a farm school. We have direct contact with pretty much the elite teams in the English Premier or whatever league in the Europe, dude. So maybe these players are just meant there to learn from the experienced player, which is obviously McCarthy, and then who knows, man, maybe get offloaded to a better team or a better opportunity for them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the goalkeeper battle is going to be interesting. I mean,
but I still think it's going to be between McCarthy and Mikovic. Like,
yeah,
I still think it's them.
Yeah, like Eddie said, you'd assume it'd still be McCarthy, but if Mikovic is right on his heels and on the brink of cracking that starting,
whoa, when did I say it was McCarthy?
Was it you?
No,
well, I think I probably made that up in my head. Either way,
you did.
Either way, yeah, if Mikovic is on the brink of cracking that starting lineup, I mean,
and he's still young, dude. He's young, bro. Like, he has a lot ahead of him, dude.
Young, hungry, and Serbian. That's a dangerous combination.
One last thing about the goalkeepers, and that's when you throw JT Marszakowski into the mix. He's a guy who was pretty good with San Jose, and apparently he suffered some really horrific injuries. He's been trying to get back into form the last couple of seasons, and from what I read, all the San Jose fans were upset to see him go. But having him get back healthy, and if he can get back to the level that he was at before, with a better team, he could fight for that number one spot, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, now that we revisited, I didn't mention it last time. What if Kuntz is playing 3D chess, bro? This is like, he knows it's broken goods. You got him at a discount, and he's like, let's just wound this little guy back to health, and then we sell him for high. Yeah.
What is that?
This is how you.
It's freaking grooming him, dude.
This is how you nurture him, bro.
That's how you massage it.
I love it. Well, the goalkeeper situation is going to be tough. Now let's move on to the center back situation.
Healthy competition, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, which I'm not opposed to. I mean, you are the defending champs. You want to go on a back-to-back campaign this season. And if they bring the best out of each other, why not? Center backs. The first one to have been released is a homegrown, a very beloved player. We're a fan of his in this podcast. And that player goes by the name of Jalen Neal. Was traded to Montreal. G's received $600K in GAM, an international slot, and a sell-on clause. Were you guys surprised at all?
I just repeat what I said. I'll paraphrase what I said last time, because we got to talk about this for we beat off that horse, your horse, Brian.
Damn, I wasn't here for that beat off.
It was, I think, today. Looking at it today, we won that trade. We won it heavily, right? In the future, we'll see. But it's like the guy. I wouldn't be surprised if the guy asked for it, if Jaden asked for it, because he looks at this roster. He's at the age where he needs to see the field, and it's not going to happen this season. Maybe even next, depending on what the Galaxy do. So, I think
it was a surprise, Eddie.
No, I never said it was a surprise. What's with people putting the words in my mouth?
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. I mean, it was a surprise. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think Jalen asked for it because his mom mentioned that it was a surprise to her.
I mean, to
To
her,
her. Yeah, exactly. To her.
Mama don't gotta know.
hey, we all respect, Sarah Neal here, but Jalen's a grown ass man. He didn't have to ask his mom for permission to move to Canada. So I think he might have wanted to do what was best for his football career, and that's what he did.
Is that what he told you at Raw?
And I'm agree with what Eddie said, dude. It's true, dude. Like looking at it hindsight, I wasn't there for last week's, but looking at hindsight, dude, looking at it now, we definitely, like, on paper we won this. We won this trade. Because it's pretty sweet, man. Come on, dude. Like all that freaking money and then international slot, like, bruh, come on.
Yeah, which is a great opportunity for Jaden Neal to flourish in another club where he could be probably the centerpiece of that defensive line out there in Montreal. And good luck to him. Good luck to him. And I'm not sure if this international slot was used on this player, but we have a new center back, a 34-year-old center back from Anderlecht. Goes by the name of Matthias Zanka Jorgensen. He played in the 2018 World Cup with Denmark, and he also played in the 2020 and 2022 Euros. He has a 2-year contract with the LA Galaxy. Edgar, I know you've seen some things on the internet about the Anderlecht fans. Can you expand on that?
Sorry, buddy. You missed our conversation last week.
See, well, I wasn't here last week.
Paraphrase.
Paraphrase, real quick.
I mean, pretty much, he used to play for Brentford in the Premier League, and apparently his best years was playing in the Premier League. When he came over to Anderlecht, a lot of the fans there had certain expectations. He never met those expectations. Some of them on social media, and social media, you got to take it with a grain of salt always. But some of them were saying he was the worst defender in the history of Anderlecht. I was like, damn, that's pretty damning. And I would say the vast majority of them were very happy to see him go. Pretty much like, don't let the door slam you on the way out. So I don't know what we're getting. I'm sure that. Dan Kalichman and his defensive team is going to figure out a way to insert him into the defense. I don't expect him to be a starter, but with Galaxy having to play so many tournaments, CONCACAF Champions Cup, Leagues Cup, maybe even the U.S. Open Cup, who knows? He's going to figure in somewhere. And Benny said as much, right? They have all these different people coming in. They're going to have to be rotating rosters because they don't want and he said this, by the way, in the press where he says they don't want to have the same situation that happened with Columbus Crew, where they were in so many different tournaments last season that they just ran out of gas at the end. So we'll see.
To piggyback off what Edgar said, it's like, it's alarm bells, it's red flags, it's just a lot of, just based on the internet, right? Take the internet as you will, but you could dig as deep as you want. You're gonna strike oil before you find a positive comment about this player. Like, everyone's like, good riddance. This guy sucks. Good luck. It's so bad. It's so bad. You can't find a single good luck. It was nice having you. We're gonna miss. Nah, fuck that, dude. It's like all bad. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just they're just bitter. I don't feel confident about this signing.
So that's it, Eddie. After all these years, you're just gonna let me go. Good luck. You'll see you later.
Nah, dude.
I don't remember saying good luck.
This is gonna be Will Kuntz. Dude. This is gonna be Will Kuntz again. Literally going to the player and being like, "Oh, dude, everybody's talking shit about you. It'd be a great story if you make a comeback, dude. You know."
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with what Mike Gray said. A bunch of butthurt Belgians, obviously. If
So
I know
so
he's
what
not
I'm
gonna be
so what I'm hearing is you and Tony have some hope.
yeah, well, yeah,
It's a
because I believe
gamble,
in
dude.
Kuntz.
It's
I
a
believe in
gamble.
Kuntz.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
It came out of nowhere.
Moving on. And of course, the biggest signings of center backs, Mr. Zucchini Casserole himself,
Oh my
Eric,
god.
Eric Zavaleta
The
signs a
source of
1-year
the title.
deal with the LA Galaxy. I like it, to be honest. Well, Kuntz talked about it. He mentioned that this is basically a locker room signing. And I do like this because there was instances in the playoffs or in like maybe some Tráfico matches where you'd see Eric Zabaleta get up from the bench and be very passionate. He'd calm down his uncle, like, "Hey, chill out." There was a moment that I remember where he got up and somebody
God
had
is
fouled
a deal.
Ricky, and he got up and he's down for his team. And I think a lot of people in the locker room probably respect him too. He is a veteran in his league, and I don't think it has to do with anything of that quote unquote nepotism that he has with his uncle. I just think he's just a good locker room guy. And you know what? He stayed because his casserole was cracking. That zucchini hit. That's why he got that 1-year contract, bro. Why not?
I mean, being the nephew of the head coach is not a bad thing either.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, being the nephew of the head coach. I mean, he also knows the system as well, so
I'm
he'd be able to be a coach on the field with them.
I'm,
That's
I'm
not a
not
bad thing.
I'm not mad at him. I use the same thing that I say about Bronny. It's like you act like if your dad didn't get you a $4 million a year contract, you were gonna say no, even though you didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
But I guess small salary hit. He's at least he gives us material for Nag.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah, he-
Castancos Cataleco.
He's in an entry level manager salary. Okay.
Hey, nah, dude.
Pretty good.
This is what you call depth. All right.
Yeah.
Death? What?
He's good for a hat trick once every 5 years or something like that.
I love it. I love it.
I guess the zucchini casserole is just like the perfect metaphor, right? Because there's all this great food that everyone brought at the potluck, but you're still hungry and everything's gone. And there's that zucchini casserole. You're like, fuck it. I guess it's food.
And at that point, it's all cold and
Yeah.
kind of sticky and yeah.
Nah, of
The
course,
Theo's all pedo, and that's what he's eating because that's the only thing left.
it's all jokes. We love Zabaleta here. Well, at least I do. Fuck you guys. And another returning center back, and this one is the big one, but I'm not sure if it is. See what you guys think. Maya Yoshida returns with a 2-year contract. Did you guys talk about that last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The biggest damn, that's good timing. I was gonna say the biggest takeaway from that is just the fact that he's the center of the defense. He's the captain. He's the anchor, and I'm sure he's an emotional leader in the locker room. And yeah, bringing him back was. I mean, you want to make people happy as well, right? Make the fans happy. Everybody was hoping he would come back. Obviously, do we expect him to play every single game like he did last season? No. Galaxy has a lot more movable pieces. So, but just bringing him back, I think was kind of rewarding him as well. And now he could finish out his career with the LA Galaxy. Because would I want to bring him back after this contract is over? No. But at least you get like the last bit out of him. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting because we talked about his age. He's 36. He'll be 38 by the time this contract is over. I'm gonna assume he took a pay cut. Right. This is what took long. Because if we trust in Kuntz, then we trust that he got the right deal done. And I mean, it must kind of suck though, like to win your first domestic title, captain the team, and all of a sudden like, hey, good looking out, but
I'm gonna dock your salary, bro.
yeah, hey, you want to win again? That felt good, right? You want to run it back? This is what we need from you. But I think the Galaxy, if we all trust in this FOs, they have to have eyes, already scanning or just scouting somebody else at this point. Because one, I don't think Garces is long for this league. I think kid is,
yeah.
I think that kid's a monster, right?
Yep.
And we're gonna get something for him. Two is, we said it last week, should have been here. Father Time is undefeated, and he's right behind. He's right behind Yoshida. So I think the Galaxy at this point, 2-year deal. He took a cut. They're definitely looking elsewhere. Sava or Zonka, whatever, definitely is not the answer. But I guess in Kuntz we trust. Question mark?
Yeah. Well, Zanka, it's yet to be seen, right? I know he has a lot of hate online, but he hasn't played here yet, and that is a big deal. It's a whole different league here, and you can turn around your career here. That we've seen it with other players.
Or maybe Galaxy is becoming a true club, and we're starting a bobsled team.
Tony, what do you make of this 2-year signing by Yoshida?
Dude, it's great, man. Like we if anything, it's a win-win for both parties, bro. Because who's gonna gamble on a vet like that with his age? It's kind of hard to give him the money that he wants. So it's like, bro, like, are you willing to give us something? We'll give you something. We'll give you a contract if you just get a pay cut. And so they met halfway, dude, and I'm happy for it, dude. And I'm really glad that we kept at least one of the main pillars of the team.
Yeah. For me, it's the age thing. Like, I know I shouldn't be talking about shit about age because
you speak from experience.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm older than him, and I still play with these young kids. But it does catch up to you, and like Eddie mentioned with Gotta says he's not gonna be here, so I'm hoping they do have something in line where, let's say, worst case scenario.
You're fairly older than him, bro. God damn.
Yeah, I know. He looks
So
amazing.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
And this is something maybe you can answer now, or you can answer once we've gone through all the players. But it's something to think about. Looking at all these roster moves, and mind you, we did mention before. We've mentioned several times before that LA Galaxy is going through a rebuild. Right? We were talking about how like they're going through like a whole rebuild after all that stuff that happened with Klein after the last 10 years. And it just so happened they won MLS Cup, right? In the first year of the rebuild. How often does that happen? But they're still in the middle of rebuild. Do you guys think that the roster from last season would have been kept intact if LA Galaxy would not, not just have not won the MLS Cup, but they would have just made the playoffs and crashed out after like the first round?
No.
Do you guys think that this roster would still be around, or do you think they would have still made some moves?
No, I think there would have possibly been more moves made because it's not. I don't think a lot of these moves are based on performance. They're just based on the salary and some bad contracts. I think some are carried over from the Klein era, right? They're not necessarily bad players. Like we're gonna get to it, right? Like the Delgado one, for all we know, could have been a bad contract, and that's why we couldn't keep him because they just overpaid. So yeah, I think if anything, Edgar, there would have been more, right? Say, for an example, Yoshida could be a good example. If we'd have kept bleeding set piece goals, and that would have been the death of us in the playoffs, there could have gone Yoshida. So if you ask me, I think not only would it have not changed things, as far as who we have let go, we probably just would have let go of more people instead.
I think
Hey,
winning the
and one
championship
thing,
makes a lot of these moves a lot more have a lot more emotional weight to them, right?
Yeah.
Because you saw these guys win the cup, and then it's like, okay, see ya. We're
Yeah.
trading you away, or we're letting you go. But it also begs the question of how many of these decisions were already set in place, or the gears were already turning. Because remember what I told you guys about what the Red Bulls did? The
Mm.
Red Bulls, before they went on their cup run, had already decided, they already had written down who were they going to keep and who they were going to let go. And then they went on the cup run, and at the end they were like, well, we're going to stick to our guns and let you go, bye. And that was that. Do you guys
I,
think
I
that the
think all the
decisions were
I
already in
think all
place?
teams. Oh, I think all teams and everybody. If you're, because it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. They're there to make money. Championships is a good way to make more money, right? But at the same time, you win a championship, you bleed out a lot of money because we don't know how the contracts are. If you win a championship, how much of a bonus, how much of an extra you make, right? I'm pretty sure most of those contracts have a championship money bonus somewhere on them, right? So we don't know how much money they had to bleed out, how much of a raise some people were gonna get if they won a championship. We don't know any of
yeah.
those things. And as far as knowing who you're gonna move, they have to know the contracts and they have to know what's gonna come after the contract.
Yeah.
So a lot of those moves happen when the last year or even 2 years before your contract ends. They're already in mind and they keep you in mind to see if somebody wants to buy you.
Just something to add, because you mentioned we don't know how much they get in prize money from the contracts. Well, I did do some research before the cup, and I found out that after winning MLS Cup in 2023, was it? No, 22. LAFC got $250,000, and that's how much they got. And you compare that to like what other teams get in other leagues around the world, and it's not that much, right?
No, but that's from the cup price. I'm
The
Yeah,
saying in
contracts.
their contracts. In their
Yeah.
contracts, we
yeah.
don't know because it doesn't matter the cup price. It matters
Like performance,
like you
like
won it.
performance-based incentives and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Get some free merch.
And to answer your question, Edgar, I think if you want to be a big club and you want the Galaxy to be a club, then you have to believe that they knew by last summer what they were going to do when the season ended, no matter what happened, what the result was, right? They probably have if, what's, or buts kind of prepared already, depending what the scenario was, how we ended the season. Performance based too, like, oh, if fucking Brugman can't stay on the field for X amount of time, then we're gonna let him go. Things like that. So I think if you're a big club, you have to believe that they already knew. They were way ahead of it.
Some
Yeah.
things might have changed when Ricky got injured. Might have, but we will never know, right? If anybody that was gonna let go didn't get let go because Ricky got injured, we
Pinche
will
Ricky,
never know.
la cagaste, güey.
Yeah,
By the
maybe
way,
something like that.
if you look at Patrick on the chat says with the God of walking, Royce needs to deliver.
But he
One of the
will.
things that
No,
Vanny talked about in the presser was somebody asked him, hey, are we going to see more of Royce? Was like, well, we didn't see that much of him last season because Ricky Puig was healthy, right? And when Ricky Puig is healthy, you keep him on the field, so you don't have to like rely so much on some of the other guys that are there. But yeah, with Ricky out, uh, you can bet that Marco Royce, if he's healthy, if that dude has a post, they're gonna throw him out there, and
Let
he's
me
gonna
Mar-
play
Marco
until
is
his
not
legs
a
fall off.
90.
let me tell you something though. Shout out to Spenny here,
Yeah, shout out to Spenny.
because we had yeah, if you know, you know. But anyways, we talked about when Ricky was out, right? And the way how Vanish system started to show, like it works, right? Fagundes adopted the system, and it flowed very nicely with Fagundes playing quote unquote out of position.
Mhm.
So there's nobody in this pod or anywhere in Galaxy Universe, and you're completely wrong. You're entitled to your own opinion, but if you disagree,
You're
you're
wrong.
you're wrong. There's nobody out there that can tell me that Fagundes is more talented than Marco Royce, even at this age. So if Fagundes can pull that off and adopt Vanny's system and make it work, Royce is gonna do wonders in that system. He just has to learn it. He has his first full off season. He moved in the middle of the year, so he's still adjusting to life here in LA. Now he's settled. Now he's here with the preseason. Now he gets to, spend time with the boys and learn the system inside and out. So I think everyone should just chill out a little
Yeah,
bit. I think we're gonna be okay with Royce there.
yeah, I think so too. And one of the questions that Spenny had asked us in the chat is if this with Fagundes and Royce being interchangeable players in that role, is it sustainable until Ricky Puz gets back? And I thought yes, I think they can be sustainable until he gets back, and for us to see some results with Fagundes or Royce in that quote unquote number 10 role. And we seen it last year when Fagundes had that start that the offense looked pretty fluid. And he just mentioned it with the system of any. It seems that Fagundes kind of slides in well in that role. Um, we'll see. I mean, there's still moves to be made by the LA Galaxy. Not sure if they're going to fill in that particular role as a cam, but maybe something surrounding that, like a number 8, perhaps. Um, but for now, I think we'll be all right on the offense. Of course, we're going to be missing Ricky for a very long time, and he's one of a kind. Let's keep it honest. But we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I think
Hey,
we'll see more Fagundes than Marco.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that. Marco could come in the second halves and just give us a good half hour if he's fully healthy, gets to know the system and all this. 25 to 30 minutes, I'll take it from my Merv game.
hey Edgar, who is Mike Jones? Would like to know why you hate Spenny. Is it because he stole your Big Ego title?
What? No, I like Spenny. Spenny's cool.
Yeah, we love Spenny. Anyway, the LA Galaxy did go
Funny.
to the USL Championship and signed a new player. A player by the name of Elijah Winder from Louisville City. A 400K transfer, 3-year contract with a 4th-year option. I'm not familiar with this player at all. Does anybody have anything that they could give us in regards to this player? Yes.
So I'm gonna do the Shark Tank. We're talking about Winder, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do the Shark Tank approach, and I think Chewy will be right behind me. USL and MLS.
The gap is that big.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, big fish in a small pond, in a big fish in a drop of water. Can't get excited. I'm not behind it. Might be end up being a Ventura player, and for those reasons, I'm out.
I mean, the good thing is we'll probably see him in Coachella. He'll definitely play in Coachella, but more than that, I doubt it.
Yeah. Edgar, you got anything on this player?
Well, the one thing I keep hearing was that a lot of the Louisville City fans were very happy for him. They're saying that he's very deserving of taking that next step in his career. He's only 21. You guys are talking about him like he's some journeyman.
Like he's washed. I know. Like he's washed.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
only
kid.
21. I mean, and apparently he's outgrown USL Championship and he's ready to take that next step. And
Yeah, we heard it from
MLS.
Zubak too.
And apparently he could even fall into that number 8 spot. So, you never know.
Yeah, we heard Zubak was a great striker too.
No, I'm just saying this is what I heard, man. We'll see.
I heard that too.
You guys keep saying,
I remember.
in
I
Kuntz
remember.
we-
I remember
you guys keep saying in
Traore.
Kuntz we trust, right?
Mhm.
Eddie
Yeah.
was gonna get a Zubak tattoo because they hyped him up that big, and no, he didn't get a tattoo.
Because I got sober. I stopped making stupid decisions.
Well, go ahead and finish your thought, Edgar.
No, I'm just saying you guys keep talking about harping about in Kuntz we trust, in Kuntz we trust. Well, he just picked up this kid who all the Louisville fans are like, damn, you guys got a good one here. Take
Yeah.
care of him. So if their fans are saying this guy's good, and Louisville City is one of the better USL Championship teams. They're one of the teams that always makes deep runs in the US Open Cup. I know you guys don't follow it as much as I do. I really pay attention to the grassroots, aspect of the footy in this country. And Louisville City, they're one of those teams that are always on the cusp of getting an expansion slot. because they have everything. They have the stadium, they have the support, they just have everything. And the fact that they were able to produce this kid and he's ready to take that next step, I think is a good thing. I don't see why there's any negativity here. I mean, if he works out, he works out. If he doesn't, oh wow,
I
Actually,
just
I'm in that
But
same. I'm in that same boat.
apparently everybody
I'm
likes
not,
him.
but I'm not being negative. I just said I'm not excited.
I am. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a young player. The opportunity to play with the biggest club in MLS, who just recently won a title. He's gonna have to, step it up and actually showcase what he has. And Coachella will be a good spot for him to show out. So we'll see. We'll see. Gentlemen, the big trade, the biggest news that we received, what is it, a Woj bomb, I guess? The Nag bomb? No, not Nag bomb. Who reported it first? The Bogart bomb.
Booger man.
Um, our beloved Mark Delgado gets traded to the Cross City Rivals in LAFC.
Move this man!
I can address this because
400K in GAM
yeah.
over 2 years, 25 and 26. Was it a smart move, Edgar?
Yes, it's a smart business move for both teams. And I talked at length about this in the middle of the week. I was invited to share my thoughts on Mark Delgado on an LAFC pod, and they're very excited to have him. They say that they've been bleeding a lot of talent over in the offseason, and getting a player of Mark Delgado would it's a huge benefit to them. They need players like him, um, and I- you know for the LA Galaxy, you're getting some more wiggle room. Obviously, you know how hard it is for teams to maintain, a championship roster. We've talked about this ad nauseum, and we beat that dead horse already, right? How hard it is to become a dynasty in MLS, unlike the NFL, where you see Kansas City going for another Super Bowl, right?
Boo.
And MLS that wouldn't be possible, right? Kansas City would get dismantled every year. But the fact that the LA Galaxy was able to, do something like that, and a lot of people are saying, how dare you? Why are you sending him to the guys, down up the street? Well, what do we always say about LA Galaxy, Eddie? How they're always in the past, they always try to do their players right. They always try to help them out, give them a soft landing, right, Eddie?
Yeah.
And we heard that not that long ago that he just purchased a new house, and I think they're starting to, his family, they're starting to grow. So, and it's in the area. And then imagine if all of a sudden they told him, you have to move back across the country to like DC or Philly or Orlando. No, they're like, you don't have to move anywhere. Just have to go up the road, and you're gonna be playing up the road, and that's just the way it
You're
is.
you're gonna get a lot
Galaxy
more
ends up.
traffic to
So,
get there.
I mean, Galaxy, gets something out of it. He gets something out of it. LAFC is excited to have him. It's a win-win all around. I see it. It's just
the-
business as usual.
okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk about two things here. One, why it's bad, right? In any sport, basketball more. I think we didn't get as much as we could have. First, for someone like Delgado, that's number one. Two, in every sport, including basketball, us that we don't like each other, right? How many times do you trade within your division or straight to your rival, right? The last thing you want to do is make a team that is trailing you or trying to, or always as early as last year, fighting for that top spot with you. You don't want to give them pieces to make them better. So I get that the Galaxy wants to do things, but within reason. Move them to San Diego. You could have done something like that. I think that was a bad move in the sense that LAFC was wounded in losing someone like Ilie Sanchez and everyone else they've been losing, and we gifted them someone better. I use the word gifted. I think we gifted them Mark Delgado, right? Mark Delgado wants a G, you're still Mark Delgado. And then next, I'm gonna go back and then can you bring up Chewy? Can you bring up Guti's comment up? Put it on the screen. Do that. There you go. No, that's not Guti. Oh, Joey agrees with me. So Sanabria will make us forget about Delgado. So then I go back to how upset I was and some people were in the Tyler Boyd trade, right? I said, and a lot of us said, the wingers have to be a home run, and you pick one, right? The straight swap was Gabriel Peck, and now Peck could be one of the best players in MLS history. You know, depending on how long he plays here. So this next kid, it's got to be the same thing, right? It's got to be the same thing. And I guess if you're willing to move someone like Delgado, whose contract for what he brings, it's not that bad. And the little you got back from him, then you got to have a lot of confidence in this kid. And then you've heard Kuntz say that he really wants his guys. So I hope it's like another Peck type situation. I don't think we're going to hit another home run like Peck. Obviously, in that position, it's a little difficult. But for now, I'm not too pleased with the move because of where it went and what we got back. But in Kuntz, we trust.
Yeah,
Eddie, I'm surprised, Eddie.
What?
I'm surprised that you're not saying, "Hey, so high," because one of the things that I mentioned to those guys
Hold on.
LAFC pod
Hold
was-
on. Wait, real
Go
quick.
ahead.
You're not. I basically did say sell high. We didn't.
Yeah, we did.
That's what.
Okay.
No, we didn't. That's not high. I just
bro,
did.
I think that was a little bit of money we got from him. Honestly, I have to agree with Eddie, dude. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Now that Eddie's talking about it, like bringing up the whole Peck thing, and it's like, bro, maybe you're right, dude. Maybe the fact that we got not even rid of him, we let him go for like so little bit of money,
Gifted,
and we gave him we gifted it to the rivaling team, dude. Like,
that needed
the
it.
team that we like Eddie said, why are we like we're arming them, dude? We're giving them freaking weapons of mass destruction, dude. You know what I mean? Like, why are we helping them out? But the fact that we're doing that and we're getting like a little bit off of it, I think Eddie has a point where like this dude must be as good, if not better.
Diff was gonna go over there and be a spy. He's gonna be injured the whole season. Chill. We're good. Because
it is a loss. It's a big loss, dude. It's a big loss.
It is.
Like
it is a big loss.
That definitely hurt way more than obviously like Jalen Neal, for example. Like that's the loss, dude.
Yeah, and well, with the whole Lucas Sanabria thing, in the presser that Will Kuntz had, he mentioned that they're trying to get him here soon, and that his role will be basically that number 8, the box-to-box guy. For one, this is a younger talent. There's a lot of trends here with the LA Galaxy going out for younger talent, and if you want to be a dynasty, I mean, you can't keep getting 30-year-olds in your team to go 5, 6, 7, 8 years, making playoffs every time and contending for most years. I'm okay with it. It sucks that he had to go to the other team that's down the street. It is what it is. It's business, and he gave us everything he could too.
I don't get how you guys are okay with it. You have
I'm okay with it.
But the thing is that
let them cook, baby.
They need it. But the thing is that they needed it. Like, they needed that slot filled. And like, I keep using the word gifted.
We should have pushed them while they were still down, bro.
And this is the thing too. You guys are expecting a microwave pizza from Kuntz? No, this man has to fucking do the dough. He has to pick out the ingredients fresh. He has to take his time to cook a great pizza. You guys want some fucking $5 pizza from Little Caesars? Come on.
Little did you know, bro.
Well, they're not $5 no more. Fool.
Yeah,
they're not $5.
Little did you know he served us freaking gourmet freaking DiGiorno last year, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is Brian, that look at the Jalen Neal deal. They're banking on the kid, right? They gave a lot banking on a kid that might develop. Delgado is ready to go, fresh off the box, came assembled, bro. You don't have to do anything. You plug and play, and they
plug and play.
And they needed that position. That's what you're not getting. That they needed it. The ball was on our court, so it's almost like Kuntz had homies there or something. He's like, "Oh, I got you, foos," and just like, yeah.
It's almost like
You could take the man out of the leva, but you can't take the leva out of the man, or what the fuck is it? You know?
The
Nah,
I
so
was
you
gonna
guys are
say
tripping on that.
it's like Kuntz knew what they needed.
It's not. Well, I mean, the whole league knows. Ilya Sanchez leaves. It's perfect role for the Gato to fit in. I'm fine with it, to be honest. And I think the LA Galaxy still have a lot of moves to make. And if they could keep getting younger and more talented, why not?
Hey,
I'm with the
was
youth.
that his? Was that Kuntz's like thank you for our goalkeeper? Was that his? All right, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your
No,
back.
because I think McCarthy was a free agent.
Yeah, they let him go,
Uh,
dude.
And well, here comes the
uh,
question: is Kuntz cooking? I know you've sent a lot of memes, Eddie.
uh,
Is he burning the cereal?
I see burning the cereal. Damn. Uh, I'm not. I'm not gonna. Well, I think it's time to like start to wonder when these missing pieces are coming. Right? When are we replacing what we've lost, or where are the improvements? Right? If we only have one like strong rumor, that's what is he cooking? I don't know. That fool's still reading the instructions. I think I don't know. He's maybe he doesn't pay for YouTube Premium and is still on the commercials of on these cooking instructions. I don't know.
Injured, we wouldn't be saying this, but
Exactly.
just the fact that he's a missing piece, we're struggling. We're thinking like, oh my god, what else do we need? But like, it's like, bro, like if he was still playing, we would be all right, I guess, you know. But it's just the fact that it's him that's what kind of makes us feel like we're at a loss when we're
Yeah,
really not.
and it is a big loss. We're gonna have him for half a season, and that's a very important player to this team. But again, last season, Will Kuntz came in and he cooked, and look what he cooked: a turnaround year from the year before to winning a title. Do you guys not remember that the LA Galaxy are 6-time champions now? Everybody else has to catch up to us. We just gotta tweak some things. You gotta let him cook, baby. Let him cook. Calmash, calmash. You guys are being too what is it called? Whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, hopefully we get to see more moves and more rumors come along before the season starts. I mean, Coachella is what, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks, I
And
believe.
but I think sorry because I know we're coming towards the end, but I think it's also what's happening around the league, right? I think that's what's happening too. I think we can talk about like how LAFC has woken up and done their moves, right? And Seattle, like Spenny said too, they were one goal away from being an MLS Cup, and now this year they're gonna be healthy, or healthier, and they added pieces, right? We had our team when we
Mhm.
played them, and they were one goal away from being an MLS Cup.
Mhm.
So those are the kind of things where like I think you have to look at, and you say, yeah, we would have still had Ricky, this and that. You know what? Yeah, we had Ricky last year. So what are we doing to keep up? What are we doing to keep the same pace that we're at? So that's where my concerns kind of come. Like if we run it back with Seattle and they're healthy and the way that game went, you can't tell me 100% you think we would have made it through, or we will make it through with the improvements that they done and them being healthy.
There's
Hell
still
yeah,
improvements.
there have been a lot of moves across the league. Like Charlotte got picked up Wilfried Saha, and there's
I mean,
been
look
a
at
lot
San
of
Jose.
rumors about, yeah. Pardon?
San
Look at him,
Jose.
San Jose, bro.
Yeah. We talked about San Jose last week, but as far as LAFC is concerned, if you really listen to what they're saying, and I know you guys don't, but I do, everybody there is upset because they feel like the team has regressed, and they feel like the influence that Will Kuntz had on that team and all the moves that he had made, the magic is gone. And so like now, their front office is trying their best to lure players there and make things happen. And some of the moves that they're making are not making the supporters happy. The whole thing with Griezmann, which at one point seemed like a slam dunk, doesn't seem like it's going to happen at all anymore. So it feels like they're kind of falling backwards. They're falling into a pit. The fact that they were excited about Mark Delgado, that's like their biggest signing in the offseason. So don't worry about them. Right now they're falling apart, and we'll see how things work out for them in the next season. San Diego is making big moves finally, and San Jose obviously. So there's a good chance LA Galaxy can still finish to the top of that heap,
Yeah.
but there's I mean, the roster is still building. Another thing to point out is tomorrow is the first game for the LA Galaxy. Galaxy preseason starts tomorrow. They play against New York City FC up in I think it's Ventura, no, Santa Barbara. They're playing up in Santa Barbara.
Vancouver
So
County.
yeah, Vancouver County, right? So that they're playing against the Pigeons. I think it's a closed doors game, and it's in preparation for the Coachella Valley Invitational. But it's something to keep an eye on. I'm sure we're gonna start hearing about scores and information
Yeah.
about that match as it
Santa
happens.
Barbara is open. All that stuff is open already.
Why wouldn't it be?
You can look it up.
Oh no, I thought like some of the mountains over there, like all that stuff was closed. I
Santa
thought.
Barbara is way up the coast, man.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
is that it for Galaxy topics, right?
Yeah, we have questions.
Oh, okay. I wanted to bring up something cool. That's well,
Oh, go for it, go for it, go for it.
We're elite topics. So did you guys see the rumors about the Columbus Crew kit?
No.
That's pretty tight. Columbus Crew away strip will feature UV reactive designers from truly striking look. It is made by Adidas and will be worn in 2025. These UV features are going to be Goosebumps, R.L. Stein Goosebumps inspired.
Ooh, that's tight.
Yeah.
That's
And didn't know that R.L. Stein is actually from Columbus, Ohio. So that's pretty dope.
That is cool.
interesting.
I like that.
I know. I always miss out like on like these kits, and it's like one, they're expensive. Two, it's my pride, right? Like the Seattle Jimi Hendrix one was amazing.
That was cool. Yeah.
Didn't get it. The Bruce Lee one, dope. Didn't get it. Now this Columbus R.L. Stein one sounds dope. Probably
Yeah.
won't get it.
The Portland Rose one was pretty cool too. Didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
All right, well, we
Yeah,
got.
I'm looking at. If you're guys talking about kids, I'm already starting to compile information and about the
Columbus
upcoming
R.L.
kids
Stein number one.
because you guys, I do the kid reviews every year, and so far I've gotten feedback from San Diego and Miami regarding their kids because they're the first two teams that officially unveil their kids. So I'm going by that. I'm going by who officially. I know there's a lot of rumors floating around and all that stuff, and I've seen a lot of the league kids and everything. Just my first impression from like what I've seen out there, most of them are trash. So it's a huge regression from like what we saw the last couple of seasons, but there's still a lot more to unveil. And I heard that also, how we got the retrograde kit and all those really nice kits in the middle of the season. I heard that a lot more teams are going to be getting that treatment for 2025. So look up for that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's get to some questions.
Don't look up what retrograde means. If not, you're gonna notice why it's called that.
From R. Ruiz Jr., 1983. Are we all happy with the current potential starting lineup of the LA Galaxy?
I'm okay with it.
I mean, given with what the moves we have, yeah, it's decent.
I'm content.
We still have Peck. We still have Jovic. We still have Painso.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, "Dear God, we lost all these guys." Hey, it's okay.
still
The
got our-
team is
yeah.
reloading, and like we said, it's a rebuilding process. It's a rebuilding process, and they won the cup, right? So the team hasn't even reached its final form yet.
That's crazy.
We lost second string players pretty much.
And we have a bunch of young guys on the depth chart now. Arped Rasa 83. Will the Delgado trade come back to bite us in the ass?
I hope not.
To be determined.
To be determined.
I mean, he's gonna score against us like every fucking ex-Galaxy player does.
He won't celebrate it. He won't celebrate it.
Chilena from Hatfield. What do you mean he won't celebrate it? He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. That fool said
He's gonna do like a brawl.
He called them the Clippers, fool. That you know how much.
Yeah.
You know how much. You know. No, but the jokes aside, you know how much he probably thinks about like fuck when it comes to rivalry week. I'm gonna be the number one meme.
He will be. He
Yeah.
will be.
And
If,
if he wasn't, he is now.
Yeah.
Mark, if you're watching this, we love you, bro. You're always gonna be a G to me. From Adam DC26. How do you guys feel seeing Mark Delgado in a different uniform?
Well, you know what though.
It's strange.
He's ending his career where he started, right, with Chivas USA. So
Yeah, that's
True.
The LAFC pod guy that I spoke to, he joked about that. He's like, yeah, it feels like a full circle, right? He's starting where he began. I'm like, what do you guys admitted it? What do you guys admitted it?
Perfect. And that does it for the questions here. Thank you to the three of you that submitted questions. We encourage everybody to submit some questions because we like to talk shit. Anyway, boys, seems like we're at the tail end of our show. Before we leave, you guys want to shout out, talk shit,
There's something
bring
I wanted
something
to
up to our
mention.
attention? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of the year, I put up a poll where I talked about I asked people what's the biggest moment of the year for you guys, the most the thing that really stood out to you the most, and the most important goal or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I put up four of them, right? And let me see if I can find it while I'm mentioning all this. But I put up four of them, and one of them was the comeback in Kansas City, which was early in the season, but it was like, wow, they came back. This team had, in previous years they wouldn't do that. They would just fall apart, and that was that. And then there was I think it was the game in Vancouver, I want to say. I'm sorry. Let me find it real quick. But what I'm trying to get to is, in every one of those games, in all four games, um, it turns out that there were goals scored by somebody named Dejan Jovalic. And I know for the longest time we were talking about how LA Galaxy needs a real forward, right? And somebody who could be consistent, someone we could count on. And I know I'm one of the people, you guys know me for as long as you've been watching the show. I was the biggest Jovic stan, and I still, shout out his goals and everything. But at one point, I was just like, yeah, I think we need someone better. But I look at this poll now, and the poll I posted it up on December 31st, and the question was, so which was your favorite LA Galaxy moment of 2024? The first one was comeback in Kansas City. Got 0% of the vote. The second one was comeback in El Tráfico, got 36.9%. The third one was Dejan's goal versus Seattle, 13.8%. And of course, the winner, Galaxy win MLS Cup 2024, or 49.2% of the vote. 195 people voted. Thank you so much. But the funny thing is that every one of those games, Dejan scored a goal, at least one
Beautiful.
goal. And so
Thank
are we
you,
gonna give
Dejan.
him his flowers?
Yes,
Kuntz,
of course.
Kuntz is like, this is our guy, this is our forward. Is the Dejan that we saw against Seattle and in the final? This is the Dejan that we saw in 2022. Is he back, guys?
Yes,
Do
he
you
is.
guys think that this was his redemption year? What
Yep.
do you guys think?
Yep.
I'm
Never
gonna
left,
say
bro.
I'm gonna say one thing. This championship was won by Kuntz more than the players because we had most of those players for years already, and we couldn't do shit. So yeah,
Thank you, Kunz. Thank you, Dejan.
yep. Dejan probably was better coached, better overall with Ricky and a lot of other people, better just dealt with. But yeah, I still feel Kuntz is the number one person why we won.
I'm still giving
Yeah.
it to Dejan, but thank you. Edgar, I know you posted something on social media. I don't know if you talked about this last week. Extra time is no
Oh
longer.
yeah.
Is that correct? Did you want to expand on that?
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
it came
baby!
as
Nag moves up on the rankings. Let's go.
Aw, addition by subtraction, right? Oh
I like.
man.
Wait, were those the guys that were doing the red card thing analysis or whatever the hell it was called?
No, it's like Andrew Weeble.
Eh,
What is it? But
Andrew
wasn't
Weeby
it
and
them?
the whole crew,
Yeah,
the whole extra time crew.
Yeah,
Weeby
because they used to
Um,
Weeble
do
Weeby.
the red card like checks or whatever
mhm.
if they were or weren't red cards or penalties. I thought that was a pretty good little show they had.
uh, yeah, I think that's like something else like an MLS does, but um, the whole point is that for a lot of people, especially casuals, I would say casuals, or just people that aren't like deep in the weeds like we are in MLS, they would go to extra time, and that was their show, their go-to show, where they could just not just catch up on one team, but um, get an idea of what was going around the league. And Andrew Weeby and the rest of the crew there, they did a really good job. It was very approachable, very accessible to just your casual MLS fan, and for like some of us that are MLS sickos, it's something you could use to substantiate that hunger you have for MLS before diving in to some of the other podcasts around the league. Um, and then, unfortunately, after 15 years, uh, extra time was was put out to pasture. They let it go, and it's a very baffling decision by Major League Soccer to do something like this. Um, so I don't know if there's any kind of closure regarding that or any kind of reasoning behind the decision, but it just the one thing that I mentioned was it just shows how important MLS independent media is, right? Us, news across the galaxy, and some all the other great podcasts from around the country, across Canada. The kind of stuff that we do, we don't get paid for this. Most of us, most of the people you listen to, that we invite on the show, most of them don't get paid to do this. We do it because we love the league, we love the sport so much, and it just shows the importance that that the coverage that we're offering you is gonna have going forward. With LA Galaxy, we're blessed to have a lot of different, podcasts that offer different styles, different kinds of news, different kinds of takes. Um, and for some other teams, they only have one or two. But the whole point is that we're here doing this because we love the league, we love the sport, and is MLS gonna take us out, Eddie? Are they gonna, give us a letter telling us you guys are done?
I
No,
want to.
right, Eddie? We're here
I
to
want to.
stay.
I want to see them try. No, but that sucks though, because they broke off the band in Football America, which was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
They took Marcelo
Yeah.
Salazar away, and now this, and we're left with extra time with Taylor Twellman and State of the Union with Alexi Lalas.
Although as much as I like Landon Donovan, he's not a host for a podcast, bro.
He's so
He,
awkward.
I like his stories, but he's just not a host.
Hey, he's a legend
So
with us, right? You leave the legend alone.
you know what? So on the soccer field, you're great. You're the legend. But on front of a mic, oh my god, just give it to somebody else.
Hey, Landon Donovan on the mic has never gone right for him. Remember, he shouted out his ex-wife, still got divorced.
Hold it up, dude. Dude? You're spitting bars. Did you hear all that? It fucking rhymed.
I'm already better than Donovan in the mic.
Yeah.
I can do that for real.
Yeah.
There you go.
Landon Ricochet.
You guys remember
All right.
that old
Landon
show,
Ricochet.
Guards and Gordo? You guys
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that one, dude?
They were
Guards
Galaxy
and
Shark.
Gordo used to do it. They were like in the
Hot
that
tub.
little whirlpool,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little hot tub.
Yeah. That was a Galaxy thing.
Shout out to us.
That
man.
was cool.
Anything else before we leave, gentlemen? I don't want to rush you guys off your pod.
Nah, man. Just the fact that we're less than a month away from starting the season, man. So I'm hyped.
Yeah. I'm excited. More moves to come. The LA Galaxy are still champions. They're looking to repeat this season coming up. I'm
still the
excited to see that. Yeah. We got six stars.
The way you said it, though.
Hey, you talked about all those years, that extra time, and then we're around. Hey, shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us. If you don't not aware, this is year
Yeah.
10.
It's
Year 10 for
baby.
us.
Let's go. Yes,
So-
sir.
6 more years and we'll fucking outdo
We'll call
extra
it-
time, baby.
We'll call it quits after that.
We'll call it quits then. We'll go out on top.
Wait,
only
they were around for 15 years? Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's
Didn't really
crazy,
notice
dude?
it.
This is my 28th year of covering MLS.
I thought on
And
NAG, I was like, God damn,
no,
bro.
it's my 5th year with NAG, but my 28th year of covering Major League Soccer. I started in '97, so
Damn, Edgar.
Damn.
damn.
Bet.
Damn, Edgar. You're definitely not old.
No, I'm not old. I'm 29, dude. What are you talking about?
Let's go. 29. All right, gentlemen. Well, we are out of here. Thank you to everybody who joined the live show. If you're listening to this on the audio version later on, we encourage you to come to our live episodes just so you could get, talk some shit on the chat, banter back and forth, look at our stupid faces if that's something that you're into. And yeah, and that does it for us here at News Across the Galaxy. From Eddie, Edgar,
Hey, what are you
Tony.
doing? What are
Oh
you
wait,
doing?
I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm not doing the reverse. My bad. Eddie, where can people find you?
I've been waiting for this moment. You can find me in Indianapolis hitting Guti with a chair shot over the head. And if you
RKO.
think that's a joke, ask Brian how it went last time we went to the Royal Rumble.
Hey, I took a bump on that one, dude.
No, thanks everyone for rocking with us. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah, rest in peace, Kobe. Edgar, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky as Edgar Nags.
Tony, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Tony the Reaper. Check this out. Huh?
Hey,
Nice.
Kobe.
Not
Rest
the same,
in
not the
peace,
right
Kobe,
Kobe,
too.
but Kobe.
Actually,
Hey,
today's the 5-year anniversary of Kobe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Sir. Shout out to the
Yeah.
Bryant family. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter/X as Bryant Nags. And last but not least, Chewy, where can the people find you?
Not in California right now. They cannot find me there. But you guys can find me online as Travis J.A. Travis Scott on all my social media. Pretty simple.
Yeah. That does
He's-
it from everybody here in News Across the Galaxy. From Eddie, Edgar,
Wu-Tang,
Tony,
baby.
Chewy, and myself, we're up out of here. And as always, keep on nagging. Yeah.
Miedo, miedo.
Oh, yes,
Nagging.
no miedo. Let's go.
Let's
Wu-Tang
go.
for life.